The video of the deadly shooting of a 19-year-old woman is out, released by APD. But what is missing and what the cops are not saying is what really stands out. Matt has the details from the Newsplex. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, Liz. It certainly does. Police Chief Gordon Eden says Mary Hawks pointed a gun at close range at Officer Jeremy Deer before he shot and killed her last month. We knew that. Well, now APD confirms Officer Deer has no lapel camera of that shooting, and neither do any of the other officers. APD says this is basically all the lapel video it has from that deadly police shooting of Mary Hawks. There is video as police search for her, saying she was stealing a truck near Zuni in Wyoming, and video from other officers after Officer Jeremy Deer shot and killed her. Police say that they have a gun recovered from the scene. They have a picture of it. They also have a picture of the gun they say is near Hawks' body after she was shot and killed. Here are the pictures now. And this is what Police Chief Gordon Eden said just hours after the shooting.
An officer pursued on foot when the suspect stopped, turned, and pointed a handgun at close range.
But last night, investigators told us there is no video from Officer Deer's lapel camera to prove that. And they say Deer was the only officer near Hawks when he shot and killed her. Records show Deer was punished last year for failing to turn on his lapel video. Now, in this case, police can't or won't say if Officer Deer turned on his camera, as he says he did, citing an internal affairs investigation. Well, APD says Officer Jeremy Deer is on desk duty this morning as that investigation continues. As I mentioned earlier, Officer Deer says Mary Hawks pointed a gun at him. The autopsy report shows all 3 bullets from him that hit her entered from the left side of her body, including her left ear, and exited out the right side. Elizabeth.
A prank during a Walmart work break may land 2 Albuquerque men in federal prison. Michael Saveda and Dylan Des Moines pled not guilty in court yesterday. The feds say last August the 2 were outside their work when they aimed a laser pointer at an APD helicopter. Police showed up and Saveda apparently admitted to it. It is a federal crime to shine lasers at aircrafts. If convicted, they could face 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. Biting your teammate's ear, definitely bad form, and it's ended up getting one of the Isotopes suspended indefinitely by the Dodgers. You see this happen during the 8th inning at the Topes game in Salt Lake City on Tuesday. After trying to go after each other earlier in the game, catcher Miguel Olivo and infielder Alex Guerrero fought it out in the dugout. That is when they say Olivo bit Guerrero's ear. The Dodgers say that Guerrero is recovering from plastic surgery and will remain in the hospital for a couple of days. Guerrero, who is from Cuba, signed a 4-year, $28 million deal with the Dodgers in October. As for Olivo, the Dodgers say that he's been suspended pending an investigation.
These allegations prove to be true. It is dishonorable, it is disgraceful, and I will not tolerate it, period.
President Obama here is promising to get to the bottom of claims of treatment delays and preventable deaths at VA clinics throughout the country. But for some, that is not enough. As we've been telling you all week long, the massive federal investigation now includes the VA hospital here in Albuquerque. New Mexico's Raymond G. Murphy Medical Center is being called out in national headlines now for treatment delays and doctored appointment records. Vietnam veteran Emiliano Castillo says there is a big-time backup for a number of services. He tells us he's been waiting months to see someone about his sleep apnea problem.
Well, my requests have, I won't say been ignored, but they've been benched long enough to give a person concern.
He's certainly not the only one with those complaints. Well, now, U.S. Senator Tom Udall is paying attention to this problem. He went to the Senate Appropriations Committee this week and asked for more resources for the VA.
To provide funding to expand the VA Inspector General's investigation, and calling out New Mexico as one of the states that urgently needs the attention of the Inspector General.
A spokeswoman for Albuquerque's VA hospital tells us it's in the process of getting an external review started, but wouldn't say anything else about the investigation. Liz?
The recall effort against Bernalillo County's treasurer can continue. That is the ruling handed down yesterday by the New Mexico Supreme Court. Treasurer Manny Ortiz allegedly mishandled the county's finances. leaving the county nearly $23 million in the hole. In March, a lower court judge ruled that there is enough evidence of wrongdoing for Ortiz's critics to move forward with a recall attempt. Resident George Richmond is leading the charge to get the recall measure on the November ballot. Ortiz denies any wrongdoing. Slowly but surely, they are getting there. Firefighters are battling the signal fire north of Silver City. Nearly 300 of them have wrangled the blaze. They have about 90% of it contained. In fact, many crews were released yesterday and are now being deployed next door to Arizona. You see, that wildfire area in Arizona right here is in a rugged canyon area between Sedona and Flagstaff. It's being called the slide fire, and it has been burning since Tuesday. Gusty winds have whipped it across an estimated 7 square miles. Things are really bad there. Fire crews from California are also headed to Arizona. About 500 firefighters and 15 hotshot crews are battling this blaze.
Well, back here at home at 6:07, firefighters are going through special training to battle wildland fires. Firefighters from Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, and Corrales converged on Balloon Fiesta Park yesterday. The drills they're going through here are designed to get them ready for anything during fire season, which we know could be horrible. We're talking fires anywhere from the foothills to the Bosque. And with the high fire danger we are facing right now, most of the state, 99% of it in some kind of a drought condition, this training is critical.
We have, based off our fuels and our conditions during that time, we have critical wildland fires, so it's important for our guys to understand the basics and be able to provide, those initial tactics in any type of wildland fire.
A number of fire departments often respond to these wildfires, and these drills also help them learn to work together. Well, if you want to learn more about the massive fuel spill at Kirtland Air Force Base, tonight is your chance. The environmental group called Citizen Action New Mexico is hosting a teach-in in a forum about this. It goes from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Cesar Chavez Community Center off Catherine Southeast. The idea here is to provide specifics about the Kirtland spill, correct some confusing, what they call misinformation, and talk about keeping our water safe. There's a pilot program that's supposed to start cleaning that up. That is in July. And then yesterday, there was talk about this idea of drilling 7 holes down into the water supply and trying to extract the fuel through them.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Hopefully they're going to get on this very soon. The government still says, though, the water supply isn't in danger. Other groups say not so fast.
And so many people are so interested in wanting to know what is going on. What's the very latest?
You put 6 to 24 million gallons of jet fuel in the ground, and yeah, they do that.